Alright, I am trying my new camera thingy, and in doing so, I am gonna do this YouTube challenge thing from like forever ago, really. I've been studying accents lately, and I stumbled on this thing called the Accent Challenge. Some people tell me that I have an accent, and I don't know. And I don't think it's about people living around here, because they also notice, but Europeans and Australians seem to notice the most about the way I talk. So I'm gonna read these question thingies and say these words and stuff, and you can hear the way that I talk. Your name and username. I am Sako to me, and my typical handle is Sako. If Sako is already taken, then I just use Sako to me. Just in case you didn't know how it was pronounced, it's Sako to me, but ching. Come on, folks. It's not a South African name. It's a gag. Sako is my legal name, and I mean, to me is, it's perfect. Why wouldn't I use it? Okay, where you're from. I was technically born in Massachusetts. I lived for the first 4 years of my life in Augsburg, Germany, and then we traveled around a bunch of places because I'm an army brat. A whole bunch of places. My sister was born in like Arizona, and then a bunch of other places, yeah. And then the longest that I've ever been somewhere is in the Northern Virginia area. So I call Northern Virginia my home. Let's see, pronounce the following words. Okay, aunt, roof, not roof, roof, route, or route, it depends. I am taking a route, but it's Route 15. So route is like a title, and route is like a thing that you do. Yeah, you follow. Theater, iron, salmon, caramel, fire, water with a D. New Orleans, one word, aw. There's an aw in there, New Orleans. Pecan, both, again, probably. Alabama. Yeah, I think it's all as instead of all. Lawyer. Coupon, mayonnaise, pajamas. Caught, naturally. It says aluminium. It's actually spelled that way, but it's aluminum. Aluminum. There's not an extra I in there. You're adding vowels, guys. GIF, tumbler, crackerjack, doorknob, envelope. Yeah, envelope. And gapoy? Do not know what gapoy means. Number 4. What is it called when you throw toilet paper on a house? You are TPing that house. What is a bubbly carbonated drink called? Around here, it is a soda. Depending on where in the country you are, it might be a pop. What do you call gym shoes? I call them sneakers, but sneakers aren't necessarily gym shoes. It's not mutually exclusive. I have like curbside shoes still yet. They were really popular in the 90s. And running shoes are a specific kind of sneaker. Like, yeah, sneaker is like the broad term, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the sneaker is a gym shoe. What do you call your grandparents? It depends on the grandparents. They're all deceased, so it doesn't matter. But Oba-san was my namesake, but I still called her grandma sometimes. And grandpa or jipa was her husband, and my favorite. I loved him. And grandpa and grandma. No, grandpa and Rosemary. I never really called it grandma on my mother's side. It was always just grandpa and Rosemary. What do you call the wheeled contraption in which you carry groceries at the supermarket? I use a grocery cart, because that is where I live, but some call it a trolley. I guess that is more a British thing, I'm assuming. What is the thing that you change the TV with? I use a remote. Some people still use clicker. which is kind of archaic because they don't click anymore and haven't for some time. Choose a book and read a passage from it. I'm sure I have a book. Okay. I will read something from How to Draw Noir Comics. In the old days of comics, the letterer would actually glue the balloons and captions onto the original art. These days, lettering is added digitally on a separate layer so that your original artwork is returned to you untouched. However, if you spend the time drawing it, you want the drawing to be seen. Remember that panel that you spent hours drawing with all that detail? If you did not leave enough room for the word balloons, chances are that much of it will be covered up. The dialogue is very important, and I can't recall a time when an editor had a writer revise a script because the artist did not leave enough room for the words. Plan ahead. That is, yeah, generally how I try to enunciate when I read out loud. God. I need to be up close or else it's just gonna black me out with the silhouette action. Light balancing. Do you think you have an accent? I don't think so. I think I talk kind of funny sometimes. I use archaic words that sometimes people pick up from me. But I don't think I have an accent. I have tried to get rid of it from time to time, and I used to have, every once in a while I would start slipping into a Virginia accent because I almost married a redneck, and into a redneck family, excuse me, and I try really hard not to do that. Sometimes I slip into it even now, and I don't like it. My European friends and Australian friends seem to call me out on it. They like my accent, and I'm like, I have an accent. End the post by saying any three words you want. Seneschal, not senestral. What's another one? I know I remember one. What's another word I want to say? Yield? Yield is a word that is not used a lot. And paladin, not paladin. Paladin. Okay, so that is my accent challenge. Probably not nearly as entertaining as some of the non-American ones, but here we are, and I wonder the quality of this video. And I look like a scrub, but you're gonna have to deal with that.